Hi, I'm Ethan Peterson. I'm taking an Intro to Computer Science class, and recently we went through Python programming basics, and I wanted to take you through some of the projects and my engineering notebook that I used to do these projects with. So in my notebook, I went through terminology, data types, operators, and types of errors that we would run into. For terminology, I learned about the what IDE was, which is an integrated development environment, and we're using Replit for our IDE, and so we were learning to program on there. And then printing functions, making it like print string, and then string concatenation functions. The input function was very useful. I used that in a lot of my coding, and I could use it to store variables in for the user answer for a string question. And then there's if statements we learned about, and then imports and pseudocode. For our data types, I learned about an integer, floats, string, and boolean. Boolean is ones and zeros. It's a true or false. It can go into functions. And then an integer is a whole number. Floats are numbers with decimals, like 8.5, 8.6. And then string is a line of text. For our operators, we went through mathematical operators, conditional operators, comparison operators, logical, and loop. So for loop, we could use while or for, and while would continue to search for things that like repeat indefinitely, and for would go through a bunch of different items in a list and repeat an action for each item. For comparison operators, we would say a variable is like maybe equal to another variable, and if so, then it could make a boolean. And then for logical operators, we take a boolean and make another boolean. And with mathematical operators, we just take numbers or variables and add things, or subtract things, multiply things, and all the mathematical operations. For errors, we ran into many different types of errors, but the four I listed was a type error. So for the example I used, height equals input. How tall are you in inches? And then if height is greater than or equal to 48, print you are tall enough to ride the roller coaster. But the thing is, you can't really do that here because the input is actually string, and what you would need to do is put an int parentheses input and then the string to specify that the input is going to be a number or an integer. But here it's just going to tell you that the name of no, it's just going to tell you that the input is not going to work out for you. And then the next one is name error. Name v is not defined. What I did is I went into Replit and I would do something like v equals 6, or no, just I could say print v, and it would say the name v is not defined. And then if I tried importing something that wasn't actually existing, then it would say no module is found for that. And then if I stored a variable as a number, if I stored a number as a variable, and I tried to print it, and I printed the variable name wrong, then it would say the name is not defined. So moving on, for my REPL projects, I went through more than four programs, but I'll show you four. So this is my if statements project. What I did is I asked the user questions like, what's your favorite color? And it says, okay, welcome to the if statement project. I'm going to learn your favorite color. What's your name? And I could say Ethan. And if I typed the name Lincoln, I just kind of made a secret in here. If I typed the name Lincoln, it wouldn't let you continue. Age, I am 16. And then what's your favorite color? I can say green. And then what I did is I made a test to see if you would honestly say the color that you said in the first part. And so I say green. If I say blue now, it will say you lied. And why did you lie? And I don't know why I lied. Okay, it says it'll give me another chance. And what color did you say is your favorite color? I'm going to say green. And it ends, or no, I said it wrong. So now I was just going to move on and say, seriously, fine, let's move on. What is my favorite color? And so you're going to try to guess the computer's favorite color. And the computer's favorite color is gray, but I can type in colors like orange. And it says try again. I can say purple. Try again. And this is where the while statement comes in handy, because down here it says while the guess is not gray, or capital G gray, then it's going to keep asking you to try again until you finally get it. I'll type in gray this time, and it says good guess. For my second project, I made a password project, and I imported time actually, and set a variable to 0. And what I did is I asked the user, "Hey, welcome to the vault. To get in, you have to find the secret password, and you can keep guessing what the password is. Maybe it's 123, could be anything, but the actual password is going to be, well, actually, no. If I keep guessing, then it eventually locks me out, and if I get locked out long enough at 50 seconds over here, then I eventually exit and can't guess anymore. If I guess correctly, however, after those 15 seconds, and the password is sherbet lemon, if I guess sherbet lemon, then say, wow, that's it, welcome to the vault. So that's my if statements project. And then for my averaging numbers, I went through two different ranges, and I asked the user, hey, give me the low end of your range. I can say 0, and the high end of the range I can say 10, and it'll give me the average, which is 5. And then for my own program, I made a pretty long game, so I won't go through it, but it's basically you go through an enchanted forest and you have to pass through all these levels, and I used if statements, and I imported time and a random number generator and made a bunch of odds and chances to make it interesting if you progress to the next level. And you have to basically answer a bunch of questions. Well, first off, it asks what your name is. Ethan. To begin, type start, and so it gives me the first level. It says, you hear rustling in the bushes, what do you do? And I'll say, I'll take a nap. And after that, it would exit me out, and I would die and show me some text. But if I wanted to answer A, investigate, which is the correct answer, I would move on to the next level. So I can say, Ethan, start, and you have to go through this, unfortunately, every time you answer incorrectly. And so you decide to creep over to the bush and see what pops out, and then it gives you a bunch of text, and it moves on until you get to the end of the game and win. So that's all I've learned in computer science so far for my Python programming. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed.